Fordham subscribed to the channel.
Mr. Natty became a member.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Mr. Natty, thanks for the channel membership. I actually trimmed my beard a little bit and put some beard elixir that you given me on there today. So I actually trimmed my hair too since the weekend, since you guys saw me. I had a, I don't know, it wasn't fancy, but an event tonight, and I'm like, I got to clean it up a little bit. So, anyways, start at the beginning. Yeah. What's up, Nate? Yeah, thanks for ordering the sticker. We made some Edmund stickers, so they're up on the site now. And I made them mostly for the live streams. That's why I put the chat cat, which is also kind of funny because someone commented, I didn't even think about it. CHAT is also just cat in French. So I think it was someone in Montreal was like, that looks to me like it just says the cat. But yeah. What's up, Dirty Rat? Jeremy, how's it going? Yeah, Dave just walked in and he was covered in rain, so it looks like we're about to get a little bit blasted again with big gusts and everything. What's up, Michael? Cycling Brian, Farley. As said, Mr. Natty. So, Pudgy, what's up?
Dylan Casson became a member. Dylan Casson celebrates 50 months of membership. Yo 00000.
Nice. What's up, Racer? Oh, Jay Dandy's in here. Large Marge, which I did take your advice and switch it to live chat, and the order of everything switched real quick, so hopefully I don't mess it up. What's up, Myrtle? Bicycletta? Radic? Oh, Wild Monkey, how's it going? Saw you just, did you just join Instagram, or did you just change your account to being Wild Monkey? But anyways, I followed you back on there. Michigan Biker and Raymond. Yinzer. I feel like I've already talked to everyone because so much happened over the weekend. If I didn't see you in person over the weekend at Gunstock Dead, I feel like I chatted with half the people on either Instagram or, what's the other one? Discord. Yeah, thanks again for the 50 months, Dylan. What's up, John York? Yeah, what's up, Miggy? How's it going? Thanks again for hosting. That was an absolute blast. I mean, obviously, I wanted to do the ride, and I'm bummed I didn't get to do the whole ride, but still had a great time hanging out with everybody and eating good food and drinking good beverages. So, yeah, that went really, really well. Hey, what's up, Terry? How's it going? Yeah, sucks about the bike. I should just, before we even go farther, if you haven't seen it, this is what, yeah, basically the axle, this is the actual axle, you know, your through axle goes through there, just broke. That's kind of what we thought on the side of the road. I mean, you could see it. But yeah, so it should be attached to that piece right there. But Velocity, so it's an aluminum axle. Velocity is sending a steel axle and a new free hub. So, yeah. Not what I, wanted to deal with, but at least they're taking care of it. So, yeah. I pulled the wheel off on the side of the trail because things were obviously not right. And the cassette just fell on the ground, and I saw broken bits of metal, and I'm like, this is not going to be a trail side fix. So, yeah. What's up, Ryan? Maryland, check it in. How's it going? It's pronounced shat in the UK. Exactly. What's up, Daryl? Yeah, having to look at everyone like do all those like crazy river crossings, and I kept a glass half full attitude about not riding for at least the first few hours. Like cleaned up around like the fire from the night before, and just all this. Did a little chorn around like the base, but then took some photos when the rain stopped. But then me and Aaron ended up going to get a beer at Rough Cut Brewing, which was right around the corner. So yeah, it's like, let's go do something for a little bit while we wait for everyone to roll in. So what's up, Kent? Thanks so much, Miggy. I appreciate that. Yeah, we all definitely want to go back. I mean, I have no choice because I have to actually do the ride. But yeah, it was a great time. It was bigger than I expected. I had no idea really what to expect. I don't know if Bike Reg had the numbers up. I never go back and stalk bike reg like all my friends do. But yeah, I was definitely, yeah, the scale was was nice. I mean, it was like the right amount of people. I feel like I could see there's probably room for even a little more, but yeah, it was fun. Joined instead, didn't want to do it. Yeah. Like I said, man, if everyone like moves over to something else, I would be happy to. I've tried Blue Sky. I post on there or chat with Wild Monkey, but yeah, giving up Instagram right now would be too hard. That's how I find out about these events and everything. So. Oh, you broke one like that too, Jeremy? No way. Not covered under the Gunks Not Dead warranty. Then our buddy Brad, on top of that, his car broke down on the way back. So he barely got out of Kerhonkson. And the tow truck driver plugged in the diagnostic thing and said it's a transmission code. So we were like, that could be really bad. And it turned out to be really bad. $6,000. So the car is just scrapped. It's done. So he rented a car and drove back yesterday. So I haven't heard his story yet. So yeah, throwing down watts. It's funny. There's a part of the video in my footage where I'm saying back to Brad. I'm like, do you see something rubbing on my bike? I hear some weird noise. But then I still went probably another mile before I actually threw the chain over the cassette. And that's when I realized everything was all effed up. So yeah, all the homies in here tonight. Jimmy, you're breaking down the bike by hitting potholes. You need wider tires. All it is potholes around here. That's why I've said like gravel bikes have become my road bikes. But yeah, I'll be really curious to Cycling Brian. Like we've kind of tried to parse what happened because my quick release was loose. And that's what I'm like, oh, my quick release is just loose. And me and Large Marge Ben just tightened it back down. And then when I started rolling my pedals, my bike was like a fixed gear. So I was like, that's not right. You know, that's when I stopped and pulled the wheel off and everything fell apart. But I'm trying to think if I just kind of feel like the axle was probably already cracked. And either if my quick release, it wasn't a quick release, it's a through axle. Through axle came a little loose. That just gave it the space it needed to break. It's just weird to me because, you know, with the through axle, everything is staying true, even if there's pressure this way. But for it to crack in a circular way like that, and then there are hairline cracks like down the, I can't point to that. Like you got, like I'm on, like, yeah. But there are hairline cracks going this way too. But I'm not enough of a metal expert to know if that's just what happens when something totally fails. So give them a lifetime membership. What's up, Chad? Down in Virginia, Yorktown. Oh, newer Huffies? Yeah, they're just Huffy in name only. What's up, Dan? What's up, William LeBron? Yeah, I mentioned that, Yonda. Steel axle, so yeah, it was aluminum. And I don't know, I guess Dylan was looking at it too, and he said it looked like the bearing pushed over, but it's still the whole thing of what happened first is what's confusing me, like what caused what. I mean, I still feel like there was already a problem. Did I do something that finished it off, or was it something that was on its way out? I don't really feel like the axle, if it was gripping the through axle to unscrew it, I feel like there would have been marring on the through axle, which there really isn't. So I really do feel like, I don't know, I guess I'm confused as to exactly how it went down. But I guess also Dylan's the expert, because how many free hubs have you broken? I know none of them were Velocity, but... And Velocity doesn't make their, what hubs are free hubs, right? I know Pudgy has told us the company that makes them a couple times, but that doesn't stick with me, like off the top of my head. Hey, what's up, Blaine? How's it going? So the thing I did, because I'm who I am, is yesterday when I got back here, I jumped on my drop bar gravel bike and I had to go for like not quite a Gunks equivalent ride, but I went out and underbiked and hit both mountain bike trails that are close around here. I hit Hampton. They just opened too with the weather. Hit Hampton, then rode and did a washed out road climb up out of the valley over to East Rim, rode East Rim, and then yeah, hit some gravel. And then on the way back, I ran into Large Marge actually, and me and him had a beer, which the beer that I was carrying in my bag, I was going to drink at the lunch stop in Gunks Not Dead. So I had that beer, and then I went to the gravel that I knew would be a little muddier because I'm like, I feel like I need to get the mud experience to fully finish off this ride. So yeah, not quite the same climbing, but 67 miles, 3,400 feet. So that was my Gunks Redemption ride there. So not quite as pretty around here as it is in the edge of the Hudson Valley, though. So Bitix is who makes the hubs and the axles, or the hubs and well, you know what I mean. Broke 2 I9 drive rings, 1 I9 hub axle, carry a spare hub axle, and bearing press on trips now. Not on the bike. Yeah, like in the van. Gotcha. Yeah. Yeah, so as I was, anyone who doesn't know, so we had just done in Gunks like the kind of a big single track climb, and so I was able to kind of descend down some single track after we pulled the chain off, because like I said, the pedals were going around, like the cranks were going around like it was a fixed gear. So we pulled the chain off, coasted down that, and then we were only maybe, I don't know, 50 yards from the gravel road. So I was able to, we were still at a higher elevation, I was able to mostly coast down gravel for a while. And then there's like the busier road I had to get back on, and I basically just rode the bike like a dandy horse pushing along. And then I did for a while where there was a slight false flat uphill. I actually jumped off on the one side and was pushing it like a scooter. And so, but yeah, most of the way down the busy road, it was still like a slight downhill that I could still sit on the bike and just kind of push every so often.
Khalil Reedy super chatted $10.
Thanks, Khalil. I appreciate it. No message. If you put a message in, well, too late now, but he'll read it in that accent. Yeah, thanks, Khalil. Oh, he said, got laid off today. Don't feel bad for me. You sold your LA house and are moving to Boulder, Colorado. F Electronic Arts. Spread the word. Oh, the video game maker. Huh. Yeah. I actually, man, I'm just so out of touch with video games. I don't even know what their games are now. I think I had some of their computer PC games back in the day. I can picture the logo, but oh, thanks again, man. Appreciate it. Dylan, what did you break? You broke the i9 hub axle when you were with us, right, in Michigan. Oh, Advent's back. Say hello. Nope. He's been meowing at me all day like crazy. The Pine Creek Trail was torn to shit the day after we hit it. Oh, from the weather? Oh, Brad suggested we just shredded the hell out of it. Yeah, that 30-mile ride at no grade at all. No elevation. What's up, Dennis? What's up, Nate? I actually don't. I did take 2 wheels, the front and the back. I don't have any other through axle bikes, so I don't have any other through axle wheel sets. All my bikes are quick release.
Standy became a member. Standy celebrates 49 months of membership. Yo homies, black cat emoji, speech bubble emoji, broken heart emoji, axe emoji, Gunks Terry B says MFN, banana emoji.
Thanks for the 49 months, Jay Dandy. Ah, no, that was the drive ring in Michigan, so much worse than the hub axle. Requires a completely new hub and wheel rebuild. Hub axle is an easy fix. Yeah, that's why I'm kind of lucky that I don't have to worry about at least the wheel rebuild. So, hey, what's up, Dan? Yeah. Someone else I got to hang out with a lot at Gunks Not Dead because I was back so early. So Nate said, I'm 6'4" and 220, rear hubs, rims, and I don't exactly have a warm relationship. So I've actually ridden bikes in Boulder. They were borrowed bikes out there years and years ago. 2001 maybe summer of 2001. I can't really remember, but yeah, borrowed bikes and rode the trails along the river a little bit. Nothing wild, not that I would have been doing anything that wild back then anyways. I guess I went mountain biking sometimes. But what's up, Sean? Actually, the mountain biking I did back then, now that I think of it, would have been more like New England stuff because we were just poaching hiking trails. So there wasn't really much mountain biking around here. Well, that I knew of. I mean, I didn't know about like West Branch and stuff like that back then. So, but there was no Hampton or East Rim for sure. Nothing real close. Mickey's rim cracked and he fixed it with a G-string. His G-string. Yeah, I knew Mickey cracked his rim. I remember hearing a couple of people talk about how the fix went down, but yeah. I can't believe that he cracked that and was able to get back. I did see someone post footage of him completely blowing what looked like a CO2 canister, though. It looked like what happened to me and Aaron when we were trying to leave a bar one night after celebrating a friend who passed on's birthday with some other people, and she had a little bit of a flat, and she pulled the CO2 thing out, and I'm like, I never use them, so I'm like, you know what you're doing with that? But not because I was going to mansplain, because I didn't know what I would be doing with that. And and she just like, whole thing into the atmosphere. It's like, oh, let's grab my pump. And we just went to work, So I've seen it happen a number of times. It's not that unusual, but what's up, EMP? What's up, Robert? It's 84 degrees in Detroit. I never ended up getting out today. My goal, I was hoping to ride to the shoot tonight, but it was raining, or just kind of stopped raining when I was getting ready to go. And then a little earlier today, I took the wheel into the bike shop, and I was originally going to ride it, trying to strap it on somewhere and ride it to the bike shop, but it kept showing a chance of rain, and the rain didn't hit till later. I would have been fine if I rode, but whatever. That's how it goes. Spring in Ohio. You either just do something or you don't. Like, it's like, you can't really, I don't know. I feel like every time I decide not to ride, I regret it. It's like, oh, I could have got that in. And for me, 30 River is only 3.5 miles from here, so it's not like I was going to be doing a century ride to get it there. What's up, Stig? Hamburg in Germany. Nice. Maggie said, for the record, wait, O was slightly high? Oh, you were slightly high, but also blame the mishap on the device. Gotcha. Stig, listening while on the night shift. Yeah, I was going to say, it's got to be approaching morning in Hamburg, right? Wait, did you say Hamburg? Not Hamburg. Yeah, Hamburg. Yeah, I got a little bit sunburned, a little bit on my nose and a little bit on my arms yesterday being out. I think I was out for like 7 hours or something. What does it say? Moving time, 5:54. Yeah, I had a beer, stopped a couple times to talk to people at the mountain bike trails. I was saying I had one of the only times where a mountain biker, like a full-on mountain biker, said something nice about seeing a gravel bike at the mountain bike trails. He actually looked at my gravel bike and he's like, that's probably pretty fun out here. And this was at East Rim. And I said, yeah, it's not bad. I said I'm kind of better at going up than going down on this here because there's some rock gardens that I can't. Even if I could ride on my gravel bike, I wouldn't want to because I've got like the supple tires and all that stuff. I've already done it enough around rims. But yeah, he was saying how even locking out his suspension bike, it's still not climbing when he had a full rigid. But yeah, I was like, wow, just a nice conversation with a mountain biker about a gravel bike. I just feel like every time I'm at the mountain bike, any mountain bike trail with a gravel bike, someone has to make some kind of comment for some reason. And I've just never understood that. I'm like, So I'm doing what you're doing on a bike that's less capable. What's your point? You know, I'm doing the same trail on 42s. Doesn't that just make me a badass? But yeah, I guess 44 is on there now. But Radic, that was my footage of Miggy fixing the rim crack and puncture. At least this time he bought his own tire levers. If you need tire levers, the ride is too long. Is that a Grant Peterson quote? Thanks, Ian P. Yeah, so like I said, still, and like the spot where you're camping, I don't think I uploaded any of the photos yet, did I? No, that was one of the things on my list today that I didn't get to. I'll get.
Pudgy Pedal Pusher became a member. Pudgy Pedal Pusher celebrates 50 months of membership. Broccoli emoji.
Oh my God.
Broccoli emoji. Broccoli emoji. Broccoli emoji.
We say all
broccoli
these are
emoji. Broccoli 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 emoji. Melon emoji. Broccoli emoji. Pineapple emoji. Broccoli emoji. Broccoli emoji. Broccoli emoji. Broccoli emoji, broccoli emoji, leafy green emoji, broccoli emoji, broccoli emoji, egg emoji, egg emoji.
Egg emoji sounds like it's some word for something else. I don't know. Yeah, thanks. Thanks for the 50 months, Pudgy. I can't even remember what I was talking about. Probably Gunks night then. Oh yeah, I was just saying. I forgot to get the photos up in time for the stream, but yeah, like where we were camping up on this hillside with the view of the Gunks, the ridge and everything was absolutely awesome. And then just the space too has a so they must have weddings or whatever, just a huge pavilion area. So even though there were times where we got some rain, like later on the first night, and then when I got back it was raining while people were still out riding, it was cool. So you had plenty of room, and then everyone was able to leave their bikes under there, so you didn't have to leave your bikes out in the rain all night and stuff like that. Yeah, just an awesome spot. I feel like my chat is slow, and then I'm going to get that thing it does where like 20 comments come in, and then I can't ever catch up to it. But that's what I wanted to put up there. Get your stupid surveys out of my face. Hey, what's up, Thrifty? So yeah, this is, for anyone who hasn't been following along, just the area we were in. I'll zoom out so you get an idea, but turn off the satellite too. I always think that makes it harder to know where you're at. Yeah, up, just like kind of directly up the Hudson from New York. What is that, like maybe 3 hours? A bunch of people took the train from New York and rode from Poughkeepsie. I'm trying to remember how long. They said that took like maybe a 2-hour train ride or something. But yeah, just really, really pretty out there. Oh, Rough Cut. That's where me and Aaron got a drink. What you understand? What's wild about mountain biking versus gravel is now some of the new gravel designs are basically mountain bikes with drop bars. Yeah, I actually passed a couple people out on the trail, and I was like, oh yeah, those are just definitely drop bar mountain bikes this time, which I know those bikes are out there, but it was the first time I've kind of seen a few people riding that style. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think it's when there's more options, it's better. You could dial in exactly what kind of bike you want. But like I'll say, like when it comes to my vintage mountain bikes, like my 26-inch wheel mountain bikes, my my Raleigh is a more capable mountain bike than I would say those are. So my Marin or my old Trek or my old Stump Jumper, the Raleigh's a more capable and better geometry mountain bike in my opinion. So. Popping out to buy. Oh yeah, coffee. Because what time is it in Japan? I have no idea. That I don't know. Europe, I have an idea because I've been a couple times, but got some maps going on. I like having the tire clearance of a mountain bike, but don't want any suspension. Yeah, I guess that's kind of what I run my Gunner's full rigid. It's I don't know. It's bike packing bike, ATV, rigid mountain bike. To me, it's all of those. I don't know what they consider it. I think they positioned it as an adventure bike, but yeah, that's for most of the places I ride, that's kind of all I need, as long as the axle doesn't break. Gravel bikes with 2.2s are fast. Yeah. Yeah, more clearance the better. Like I said, I'd put wider tires on my gravel bike if I could. So I missed your first comment before you deleted. Oh, Jeremy, your bike's 29, so yeah, 700C, sure. Dokamademo? Probably 10:25 a.m. in Japan. Gotcha. So almost a full 12 hours different. Yeah, following probably riding on Instagram will throw me sometimes because he'll be like, Happy Monday, and I'm looking at my phone on Sunday evening, and I'm like, oh yeah, it's Korea. That's a completely different.
Large Image became a member. Large Image celebrates 50 months of membership. Killer event at Mickey Downs, _Edmund : _funny Brad.
Oh, I must have to do that because those are the custom emojis. It doesn't know how to read it, or whatever I titled it, I guess. Geez, everyone bragging about their inches. What kind of live stream did I stumble across? What's up, Party Size? Party Size, and I get Rob, get the award for, I guess, Shady, Dan, too. The last four up on Saturday night. We commandeered Dan's phone and Bluetooth speaker to have a Mountain Goat sing along at whatever time that was.
As you should.
Yeah, as we should. Not sorry about it. Yeah. It's funny because you were down the hill from where everyone's camping and around a fire, so you probably, as you're drinking, you probably forget about all the tents that are right there, and I'm sure the first couple rows got a real treat. Right before like the last number of people cleared out around the fire, it was just so funny. Like the first row of Adirondack chairs around the fire, like everybody in them was just passed out. Like I just look around and I'm like, everyone who's still here is sleeping except the 3 or 4 of us. So. Tonight. Jeremy, you have a 29-inch and it's 18-speed road shift, but you're going to put 8 gears on your rim, and it'll be a 24-speed after you're done. 18 speed. How does that add up? Oh, so there's 9 on the back. You're going to go. Oh, it must be a triple in the front then, right? What does that mean, Mr. Natty? At Gunks, I was alien abduction on Saturday night? Dan holding it down for Campier. Yeah. What's up, Dimitri? Talking about the event over the weekend and my busted bike and, well, number of other busted bikes, because I know, what, Large set someone else single speed, and then, oh, man, what's the name of the guy who met who ripped off his derailleur and his derailleur hanger on the first ride, but set it single speed, and we were riding with him at the beginning of the next day's ride, but then, I can't remember how many miles he made it. I remember when he came back in, and he had, like, it was too tight, and then it started just spinning eventually too, so I give him a ton of credit for trying to go out the next day and single speed it, like, from the start with a setup that's not, truly, because there were no sliding dropouts or anything, so it was just, getting the chain tension in the right gear, which I can't believe he even got that far, because every time I've tried to do that, the chain just ends up jumping around. I guess I've had it work once. I did it on my Roger Riviera, and I got all the way home single speed. But last time I ripped the derailleur off my Rowley, I just couldn't get the chain to stop bouncing up and down the cassette. So it was just Large was just like, you're gonna ruin the cassette and the chain and everything if you keep going. So I called Aaron for the bailout. So. A lot of people testing out that new exploding derailleur technology. I see the venue Detroit Peter is DJing at on Friday is open until 4 a.m. Roll out of club, get breakfast, ride the cobbles. Yeah. So, yeah, Detroit Peter, one of our biking friends, is coming into town, and he's DJing in Cleveland on Friday night, and then there's a ride on Saturday morning. So I was saying, man, I debate going up there and getting an Airbnb, but there's no way I'm staying out till 4 a.m. Oh, so you had a 3x6 and you're going to put an 8 back there? I don't know if we have chain compatibility issues if your front were for 6-speed and then you went and put like 8 or 9 on the rear.
6 to 8.
6 to 8 would work, but you go to 9, that's a different chain, right?
9 would be an issue.
Okay. Yeah, I would ask someone about that. Well, there's a bunch of mechanics in here who could tell you that, actually. One crank fell off. One person ripped the rear mech and stripped their HUD spline Saturday. One ripped rear mech, your cracked rim, and a broken car is all the mechanicals you know of. Yeah, bunch of flat tires I know too, because I think Ben was saying those people. There's a couple, I think it was, and they were on like 38s or something, and I think he flatted 3 times. So yeah, tubes on 38s is not New England style mountain biking. That's going to be a problem. Will lost the derailleur on Friday. And Caitlin lost the rear derailleur and went single speed. That's right. Yeah, and my hub buddy. Yeah, I'm so bad with names. I sometimes remember them, but yeah, I'm not. I need like a lot of repetition. So. What does flahoot mean? Is that a Belgian word? Got to be flahoot to ride the cobbles? I don't know that. I don't know that word, Jay Dandy. If it's not a typo. Let's see this.
It's cycling specific.
Cycling specific.
Particularly tough and resilient.
Particularly tough and resilient. Yeah. Yeah, I've never done Cleveland cobbles, or I've never met the organizer either. I followed his accounts for years, so I was hoping to make it out this Saturday. So. Belgian, flahoot. No idea how that's actually pronounced, but wanted to find my, where's that? Ben, was it like the little electronic ones I have, like a square, like a tire inflator thing? Hand me that one behind you, Ben. Right behind the bicycles. Yeah. Something like this. This is a bigger one, but I have a couple smaller ones too that they've sent over. They're not super fast, but they're really convenient. They get really hot, so they had to put the silicone thing on them. People were burning their hands, I guess. What's up, Dennis? This is what my so my ride ended up being, well, I forgot to turn my Wahoo back on for a while, but I think I was 8 miles in when it broke, so I probably had, what, 4 miles to go back. You can see where I got straight lined from not turning on my... Yeah, but where we were, I was pretty lucky because we'd kind of gone out of the way, like in a little bit of a loop, so I wasn't super far from getting back to camp. But, and you could see from the elevation profile, we were up here, and so it was almost all downhill until the gravel road that goes back to where the camp actually was. So, yeah, if you're gonna break it, not that far away. So, didn't have to get a ride at least, which is nice. Didn't have to bother anyone to get out of there. They're little electronic pumps, Jeremy. So you could USB-C charge, just take them on the road instead of using CO2, as long as you remember to charge them. There's a couple different versions. This one actually has a pressure gauge, digital pressure gauge on it. Doesn't have any charge in it right now, but there's a bunch. It's probably one of those things where there's like, get that focus back. It's probably one factory making them and people are just sticking different branding on all of them. But I'm sure there's some that are higher quality than others. But yeah, Seek Plus. No, I don't want an AI answer of what I'm looking at. I just want to look at the website. Thanks, though. I can't remember what they cost. $69 for the small one, like $114 for the more advanced ones with the gauges. So I think this one was kind of the sweet size, like the sweet spot in size and battery. Yeah, because that one's not too big, but when it comes to coffee, Wild Monkey, I drink whatever different kinds my buddy at Akron Coffee Roasters is roasting like then. So, because I photograph all his bags of coffee, so I always end up drinking the ones I photographed. But I never learn anything about coffee because the labels are usually out before he's roasted that coffee. So he's putting the coffee he's putting into bags that he's selling, but he puts it into a new bag for me, so it looks like a full bag of coffee. So I never like really learn what I like.
So is it mixed up then? Like he's just...
No, I mean he's putting whatever's roasted in there, but the label is for a bag that's not going to come out for like a month, you know. because I'm photographing it ahead of time. That was a Flextail Tiny Bike Pump Pro. Oh yeah, similar thing. A little more svelte looking. $75.99. Up to 120 psi. Get out of here. Yeah, similar stats. So. My pump came with a pretty big Swedish tube attached to it. Found it on a pretty weird site. Also, party size. I did not forget about our stream idea. I had to work tonight. There's no way I was going to get having a guest on together, but we definitely need to do that. So. I suspect those pumps are going to get harder to find and way more expensive. Yeah, I mean, there's no way for what these things are selling for. They're not all made in China, but let's see this one. Kind of read through the silicone. Made in China. Yep. I've never bought anything off AliExpress or Temu though, so I'm not worried about that. yeah, I don't think we want to spill the beans yet, but party size. I can't wait to piss off this entire chat with this idea. Racer, you only do coffee on the weekends when you do espresso. Yeah, during the week it's all manner of tea. Yeah, I'm a coffee every day guy, but it's just my 2 cups in the morning, more like a cup and a half. But yeah, rarely drink any more after that. But yeah, Akron Coffee Roasters is great. They're definitely some of the better stuff around. So. Also, sometimes when I'm out of coffee and they're not putting out a new bag for a while, like Aaron brought me a big bag they use for like more giving to, I don't know, other companies that use their coffee, and then it always has something that doesn't even make sense, just handwritten by Albert, the owner, on the bag. Sometimes just like a face with a tongue sticking out or something. I'm like, fair enough. So. Yeah, me and Party Size are going to start the stream. It's going to be a little more like Crossfire, if you guys remember that CNN show. Who was that? Tucker Carlson and Dave Carvel or something. But yeah, the guy debate show, but where everybody loses. What else we got? What else is going on, chat? There's 100 of you in here. I already worked through everything I planned to talk about. It's late. Let's go. I mean, like, let's go. Let's get out of here. Not like let's go. Like, don't like let's go. Give me ideas. No, let's go to bed.
That's all you gotta do. So you're shutting it down.
I know that everyone starts chat every time. The time in Tokyo is 10:43. Yeah. Carvel, I want a cookie puss? What does that mean? Man, you're going right over my head today, Jade Andy. Is that something he's famous for saying? I'm so out of that loop. I think they still interview him on like the cable news shows. I think that guy's still kicking around. What was it? He was the head of the Democratic Party way back in the day. What do they call it? Chairman?
Oh God, it's an ice cream reference.
It's an ice cream reference? To what?
Carvel ice cream.
Oh.
Cookie Puss was their mascot, apparently.
Cookie Puss was Carvel Ice Cream's mascot.
Oh, it's an ice cream cake? This is a rabbit hole, man. You might want to go down.
Yeah, that I might want to or might not want to.
No, you want to.
This is thing?
I don't get the context of why you brought it up.
With the wiener noise? Oh my god. Well, if anyone needs a PNG of it, this is our new emoji. Once you hit 60 months of channel membership, this is what's going to appear next to your name. Oh my god. Oh wow. Who is it? James? Because it's totally different, obviously. For the record, this is who I was talking about. James Carville, the master behind Clinton's triumph. That's right, he worked for Clinton. Yeah. Anyways, nobody wants to go down that rabbit hole, I assure you. Bicycle, you stealth camp last night in the suburbs? Oh, nice. Like, just like someone's, like, the wooded backyard area.
Somebody's backyard.
Yeah. I picture, like, where I grew up and how there would have been little places, but you would definitely have to walk right past the house. But what do we think of Wellsboro? Wellsboro, Pennsylvania? I thought it was pretty cool. I mean, we only walked around kind of like the immediate downtown. I mean, obviously we drove in and out of there, but the downtown was pretty cool. The place we ate was really good, the Roost, and then other people commented about that diner on the corner being a really good spot. But yeah, it was pretty, like an old town square, and everything was in bloom, obviously, so the trees were really nice. But yeah, it seemed like a place that wasn't, I don't know, you know, everything was like, all the storefronts were pretty much full, like an old theater and everything. So yeah, it seemed like a cool town, and, you know, access to a lot of, obviously, hiking and riding. What were you saying? We stopped at the corner market at the end of the trail and ran into some characters coming and going, got some cheap salad sandwiches. Yeah, it seemed like a cool place, and a number of people commented on that last video that there's a campground right there that they camp at and stuff like that. So things that sound dirty but aren't. Oh dang, Clunky, got a piece of metal stuck in your eye today by not having a front fender. Had to pay an optometrist $50 for testing to remove it. Oh, that's horrible. I've had, even working at the farm, got stuff stuck in my eye where you can't get it out.
$50? That's pretty cheap.
Yeah. Well, Canada.
I just picture like a rod coming out of your eye.
Yeah.
I'm sure it was just like a flake or a chip of some sort.
Now, he's in Canada. That would have cost you $2,000 here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, getting something in your eye sucks.
Oh, it's the worst. You can't. Yeah, you just can't. Everything sucks. You can't think about anything else.
No.
You could try whatever. It doesn't matter. I remember working for like 4 more hours at the farm, waiting for it to, like, enough tear to well up to get it out. It doesn't matter. You cannot ever think about anything else. The Nongski Show. What's up? He said Manila time is now 9:45 a.m. Nice. Used bike, you switched a triple crankset bike to a double crankset, and you think you screwed up the shifting. Yeah, it would depend on what you're doing. You know, if you're going friction, you should be able to limit it with the limiting screws right on the front derailleur. But the front shifter I have on the Gunnar I believe is actually a triple, but it has a setting that changes it to actually being a double. That's indexed, but so it works as both. The Ragin' Cajun, is that what James Carville is known by? Is that his nickname? I probably would have known that years ago when I could follow the day-to-day horse race of American politics and not want to lose my mind. Currently editing your next episode on how bad Manila bike lanes are. Keep me in the background to help ease the editing. Nice. I've got a video coming up a little bit, like talking about that, what's been going on in Akron, and specifically one of the councilmen, and then also, as I mentioned a couple videos ago, that cop that pulled me and Aaron over to ask if we were going to jump off the Y bridge, and then said we should ride on the sidewalk instead of in the bike lane. We were in a bike lane. So, yeah. Dude needs to be called out, obviously. Whoops. Mr. Natty, you drink yak milk instead of coffee or tea, or just in general? Yeah, I dropped that. Whoops. Ooh, Edmund, I'm going to have to adjust my legs here before my legs fall absolutely asleep. After these streams, I could never get up with the... Come on, give me this link. Whoops. God damn it. I'm hitting all the wrong buttons. Give me a second, guys. Is his name already clickable? If not, here's the link to the YouTube channel. Whoops. No one else could drop links. I think it's like spam protection. The tiny speck of metal felt like grit to you, but the microscopic image showed it to be metal, so you never would have been able to flush it out on your own. Oh, that sucks.
Oh yeah, that jagged, it would just be buried in there.
That's the worst. Probably metal from the steel belted tires, like the cause of your rare flats. Yeah, for sure. Oh, bad chain line for your shifting going from the triple to the double. Yeah. So what, either just need a longer axle or a shorter axle? Yeah, party size, I think right before we were like sitting down to eat dinner on Saturday, I talked to one of the 100-mile guys. I think Large did too. They weren't saying a lot at the time. They're just kind of like, oh yeah. Like, I'm done. It was 100 miles and 10,000 feet, Dave. And then on that kind of, lots of single track, lots of, slow going stuff. So. SV, you said you just moved from Boston to a rural village and don't know how to be a rural biker. Yeah, that's a good... Trying to think of advice for riding on country roads, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, very different experiences. Here we have a mix of both, so... All right, bud. I've got to cross my legs a different way. Give me a second. Ah, if I could even move that leg ever again. Plus, I have to say my quads are pretty cooked from yesterday's ride, so that was actually probably a good stretch for a while, but now it's going on too long. There we go. The 100-mile guys look so fresh when they rolled in. I'll be honest, the one dude, even though like when he started talking, he was definitely tired. and cooked. I guess everyone looks so rough when they rolled in. They've been crossing rivers and creeks and all that shit, so. Does that work for you, bud? You don't mind your legs hanging down like that? Oh, Edmund. Had a tire belt get through even thick touring tires. You carry tweezers on tour to get such things out now. Yeah. Have you guys ever said, I keep a couple of them just because they were interesting. Vintage road bikes used to have like a little metal thing with a little piece of rubber or plastic at the end that would drag on the tire, and it was supposed to like knock stuff off that would give you flats. I think it's kind of from the era when you would have like, 100 psi in your 19 or 21 millimeter tires. So it probably kind of made sense. I don't know how well they work, but yeah, I've saved a couple. I think one came on my old French just on, and I was like, what is this thing? And I had to look up what it was. But I can't even think of how to Google that because I wouldn't know what tire. I went with bike tire gravel catcher. Maybe I should put vintage in there. Oh yeah, there it is. These things. Yeah. You ever seen one of those?
No.
You hook it onto like the brake bridge, I believe is where they are.
Tire wipers.
Tire wipers.
Hurst sells them currently.
Oh really?
That's... Oh, no, they're out of stock.
Oh yeah. Huh.
Is that what you're thinking of? Or
Oh, exactly.
is that like a modern...
That's pretty much what it was, yeah. I mean, obviously theirs is going to be a little nicer or whatever, but yeah, I was listening to a guy when I was watching Perry Roubaix say how he used to put his foot on his tire to kind of knock the stuff off after the cobbled sections. So yeah. What's up, Kenny? Yeah, actually, Otis did happen to have a boost spacing axle that would have worked with my bike, and he actually put everything back together, but then Velocity reached out and said they would send a steel replacement because it's not the first time it happened, and a new free hub. So, yeah, I'm actually going to be all set. I need to ask him what the time frame is because he has the wheel rebuilt, but I'm probably better off just waiting and riding my gravel bike until the one comes in from Velocity. But Large might know, he was at the shop today. So
When you say reached out, did you reach out to them?
yeah, Otis emailed him as soon as I got there, telling him what happened. So is this how it worked, party size? If you did the 100, was it like the Barkley Marathon? You had to get pages of a book from different locations. He wrote, it sounds like you didn't hide the pages hard enough. That's the reference I pull from that.
This year was the first year nobody finished.
Oh, did no one finish?
Like, I forget how long, but in a while.
I didn't see the news about it. Right. Saw Lucas Burnell running his gloved hand over his tire roll, riding to get stuff off after he rolled through glass. Yeah. Because I just haven't ridden skinny tire bikes now for so long. Like I said, really my drop bar rally has become my road bike. Where are you going, bud? Want to come up here? What about this? Yeah, you could type for me. See? That can't be comfortable. We got to get a better spot. Oh, I didn't catch that. Yes, that was how they verified they did the full route to get the prizes. Oh, nice. Yeah. How many pages did they have to find? I know everyone was talking about that, and I saw when they got the prizes at the end of the night. But I had also just smoked a joint Mr. Natty gave me, so said something like, for your for not finishing or for your broken bike, I give you one of Mr. Natty's special. And I'm sure he said it, whatever the English word for joint is. Well, spliff would be a mix of tobacco and weed, right? Anyways, he had a tin. I don't smoke weed that much, and mixing it with the beers I had while I was waiting for everyone to finish. By the time we got to that point of the night, you know, I think it might have been 2 pages. Yeah. They didn't get in that late, right, for having had done that route. I remember it not being, you know. Yeah, because like I said, I feel like I was talking to them around when we were eating dinner, so. But I also never looked at a clock, so. What time did I get back? So I was out there for 2 hours and 10 minutes. And does it say when I left? Oh, 9:43 on Saturday. Yeah, I was back for a long time. It took the one guy 13 hours. Yeah, I wonder what time they rolled out then. Probably pretty early, right? Or you would have wanted to, for sure. Yeah, we were lucky, right? Because for the first, I mean, the time I was out there, it actually wasn't raining that bad. I know me, Ben, and Brad stopped to take our rain jackets off. We were like, it's not raining that hard, and it was warm enough that I was like, we're all gonna get we're gonna get way more wet from sweat than we would from the rain anyway. So. Oh, was it that late? Okay. I guess like I said, backwards erase my memory from the Mountain Goat session at the end of the night, I'm sure. But I think they got back after 8 p.m. The food truck was slowly packing up by that time. Gotcha. Man, the food truck hooked up that dinner. That was a lot of good food. Empanadas, and yeah, that was awesome. They also had a cocktail, what was it called? Catskill Cocktail Club there making drinks. $10 for a shower at Gunk. I watched my love truncheon and coin purse in a muddy puddle. I helped you fill up your. Was that supposed to be a shower thing? Like that shower bladder you have, Mr. Natty? That had to be a cold shower, though. Says, I think I watched the first person roll at 6:30. The second person go at 7. Yeah. You guys are close in your estimates. Close enough. Yeah, I wonder if I don't think that was all on my phone. I was going to say the ride with GPS, if I could pull up what that route looked like, a 100-mile route. honest, Gmail not going to remember my password because I know I'm not going to remember my password. Oh, I did. Wow. Yeah, I don't use ride with GPS. I don't know how to find that. Where you going, bud? He had enough of me. Oh, here we go. I got it. Is this it? Yeah, the one they called the easy route, right? So, let's see. 99 miles, 11,000 feet up and 11,000 feet down. So, can I make this full screen? There we go. Oh, yeah. I was talking to a couple people who were saying they were considering it, but then, you know, it's like they just wanted to be able to be back and hang out. You know, it's kind of part of fun of some of these events, but yeah. Yeah, I think there wasn't there like a I think there was a cheaper shower option down the road. I remember reading that in the notes, but yeah, I don't know. Just the shower was the rain. So. But you got to remember, this isn't like a real campground. It's more of an event space, and they have a place where you can camp. So I think the reason they charge for it is because they're not set up for it. So I don't know. Probably cost the owners money to do it or whatever. I don't know. So when you check the bike computer, it actually came out to 12.5K of climbing. When it actually had the altimeter probably on it. That's nuts. Yeah. Oh, the campground was $15 for a shower? What is that just a thing? And no, because we've camped in New York State parks and the shower houses are free if you're camp. It's probably just because they're private campgrounds, or yeah, I don't know what the deal is with that. Didn't it also say that the $15 showers were not hot, but the $10 showers were hot, or something like that? But I don't know. I'm not. I'm pretty much. I'm a dirtball. I don't really care. I could get by for a couple nights without a shower. I'm not like. I have friends who are like cannot, and I'm like, yeah, I'll shower when I get back. So it's called a jazz ciggy. That's funny. We always, when my bike group started, we'd always call them that, jazz cigarettes, which will be 10 years tomorrow. So. Tomorrow we'll have been riding with Large Marge on Wednesday nights for 10 years. So, yeah. It was in the email. That's what Aaron's always yelling at us when we make plans. That was in the email. I always remember the important stuff, the timing of things, you know. I was like, yeah, sicky. Oh, it's a long-running joke with you and Miggy, too. Yeah, that's funny. That's between me, Aaron, Brad, and Ben. We have the same thing. Like, there's times where Aaron has laid out, like, all this information about, like, a 5-day bike tour we're doing. And then usually Brad will ask her a ton of questions in person that were definitely in the email. Jeremy, you're in Napoleon, Ohio? I don't even know where that I don't know where Napoleon, Ohio is. All right, Napoleon. Still not sure. Oh, okay. Yeah, that part of the state, I've talked to some other people, is like that I know the least. The guy who has STS bikes, he was meeting a guy from Michigan, and he's in Indiana, and he kind of showed me this area, and he's like, "Do you know where what's good to ride over here?" And I was like, "Man, I do not." I was like, I looked at my like Strava heat maps and Wanderer, and it was like I've never ridden there at all. You know, I've obviously gone through Perrysburg and the Toledo area, but once you get out more towards the Indiana border, up in the north part of the state, I just have not been there. Salty Rider, I shower every Sunday whether I need it or not. Brian said Napoleon, beautiful riding along the river. So. Oh, it's on the Maumee, yeah. I did see it looked like there's a rail trail out here too somewhere. How it starts out here and yeah, these are like all towns I don't even know. Colton, yeah. Do I have biking map on? Yeah. Let's see. It's not showing anything, but I assume the roads are fairly chill out here. Michigan biker, great burgers at Spencer's in Napoleon. How does everyone know Napoleon except me? Do you know Napoleon?
I heard of it.
Yeah.
Wouldn't have known where it was.
You're sure you're not confusing him with the Emperor of France? Or the 90s movie?
The 90s hit classic.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
Oh, you're missing out. Tell me why you don't know where it is.
When they put in the new 24, the old 24 got pretty quiet. Yeah. Is this anywhere near Bryan, Ohio? That's somewhere I've been out, kind of out this way. There's a brewery and an old church out there. I've heard of Defiance. I don't think I've been there, though. I've been to Upper Sandusky, which I think is somewhere around here, too, right? Anywho. Bryan is northwest of Napoleon. There's an old growth forest in near Bryan too, like whatever park we camped at. Worst mosquitoes I've ever been near in my life. Like, oh yeah, there's Bryan. What's the name of that place? There's a really cool, really awesome brewery there. And the guy owns a buffalo farm, so there's buffalo meat as well. Anyways. I don't know. I think I might wrap it up. We started late. It's kind of late and I'm exhausted. Plus I had to be on for 2.5 hours at the university while I was working. So it is kind of bothering. What's the name of that? What is the name of the park with the old growth forest out there? We camped in a yurt. See if I tagged it as your Flickr. I did. August 24th, 2014. Let's see what this brewery was called too, because it was cool. Father John's Brewing. Yeah. Whoops. That's not what I wanted to happen.
Would this be Johnson Woods?
What?
Johnson Woods.
Oh, the park? Let's see if I put a name on it. Oh, this is where we camped. Harrison Lake Nature Preserve. I wonder if I even tried to take a photo of the woods because it was so brutally... Might have been. Let's say old growth forest. Oh, it had to be then. Other cousin lives in Bryan, Ohio as well. Nice. Thanks. Speaking of Bryan, thanks, Bryan. Bryan is with a Y. You were in Defiance. Got it. Well, you get the point. All right, yeah, I'm gonna wrap it up. I'm exhausted, but my goal is to have the Gunks Not Dead video out on Thursday, so probably put that out on Thursday afternoon. If I miss that, it'd be Saturday, but my goal is to get it done on Thursday. I just started putting it together today. So also shot a video of when I did my makeup ride, just like a POV vlog about it. So that's what's coming up. I think I'm good to go for streaming next Tuesday, but then again, I thought that for this Tuesday because I hadn't looked at my schedule. So, all right, guys. Yeah, I'm glad a bunch of you guys from Gunks Not Dead jumped in the chat. It's fun to be able to talk about it again. And again, like I said, my version of the video will be out on Tuesday or Thursday, but obviously I don't have all the cool river crossings because I didn't make it that far. So, all right, dudes. Where's the button I need to press? Oh, here it is.
Okay, bye.
All right.
Because this is not
Fitzwater photo.